We bullshit each other. We bullshit ourselves. It's the hardest thing to do is not to bullshit ourselves. If we don't bullshit ourselves on some level, it's too painful to be alive.
I always try to figure out what's the difference between good and great. Good is fitting in. Great is fitting out. So no matter what you say to me, no matter what you say I cannot do, no matter what you say I will not do, I must do. There has to be a new day. Something new has to change. Something new has to be birthed inside of you to say, I am a conqueror. There's nothing I can't achieve. I'm telling you, I've been shackled from my feet to my hands, but when I broke out of them, I said, I'm a new creature that you are not ready to deal with. I have to do it. I am king. I live as king. I walk as king. Time to readjust our comfort zone. It's time to figure out whatever majority is doing, I'm gonna find myself doing the opposite. Trust me, we all done been through something. But I found myself in this place and I heard a whisper. I heard a whisper, and the whisper simply said, can you hear me now?
I said, when would now be a good time for you to start? Everything I've done in my life has been based on modeling, but also there's something in me that most people don't realize has really made me successful, and that's a sense of urgency. I do not settle, I do not wait. You wait and it's over. But I said, my deepest genius is urgency. I am one hungry mofo. I will not let an opportunity pass me by. I will not see something that's possible and go, well, I'll try that later. I grab it. I grab it right then by the hair. I crush it. I go after it. It isn't just talent. You know, how many talented people do you know who have unbelievable talent, but they never lived their dream? How many people you know that are brilliant and are depressed? How many people you know that have up-to degrees in education, but can't fight their way out of a paper bag?
What happens with people is we tend to go out into the world and we look for those sort of excuses about why things aren't the way we want them. And when you do that, you lose all your power in life. When you start focusing on the external, on the excuses, you lose your power. Here's the way people really think. I will tell you, I can go out onto stage and bomb. You go out there and you just bomb, right? And people will respect you for going out there and trying your hardest. It's not how you actually perform that earns you the respect of your peers. It's the fact that you went out and actually did it. That's the difference.
And that's regret. That's an emotion I don't want you to ever have. That's up to you. But if I can help you from not having it, that's what I'm talking to you right now. And if you don't take this shot now, you tell me what level of regret you might have later in life. You allow something to distract you, At the moment, you're about to get the most important information you need in your life. What do you think the price is?
If an alarm clock is waking you up every morning, we might find ourselves confused in 10 years. No matter what you've ever been through, you had to go through it to get right here. That's where we at. That's where we at. And this is our new day. Our new day is to stand up and take back and reclaim who we are. We were kings from day one, and we will die as king and queens. Change your comfort zone.
Your art is telling the truth in ways that you can't in life.
The new identity is you must be okay with your comfort zone being shut. And the only way to change it is make sure you ain't doing the same thing every day of your life. No pain lasts always. Don't look for those, nothing spectacular to come out the sky. We are the sky. When we looking to change, we must change.
Can we not be great? Is it beyond our reach? Because if it is, then we are nothing but sheep being herded to the final slaughterhouse. I will not go down that way. I choose to fight back. I choose to rise, not fall. I choose to live, not die. And I know that what's within me is also within you. Rise up with me. Rise up!
This is our new day. It's time for us to reclaim who we are.
I just was sitting up here thinking, I haven't lived. I haven't lived. I think the only reason that you're listening to me right now, the only reason that you're watching this webinar, that there's somewhere in your heart of hearts that you've said, as you looked at your life, you said, I've had it. And not only have you said, I've had it, but you said also in your heart of hearts, I can do better than this. It has been said that most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss. No, most people fail in life because they're just like I was for 14 years. They aim too low and hit, and many never aim at all. I refuse to die an unlived life. I refuse to die an unlived life. If there's ever a time that we need to begin to stop and think and assess ourselves, that time is now. I've been working hard all my life, paying bills and taking care of my children, and my children are gone, and I've just been thinking, I haven't done anything. Because if I died right now, I would be mad. My goal and objective is to die young at an old age. Because if you don't have a goal for being here is not a given. Most people don't make 60. Most people don't. People just take it for granted that they're going to be here. I want you to say to yourself, it's possible. It's possible. And I want you to follow along with this process. What's your plan? What's your goal? many people die at age 25 and don't get buried until they're 65. How's this affecting me? You know, we want to all become successful, but I've found that there's some success that's toxic success. That you don't want to end up going after goals and dreams and neglect yourself. I want you to think about your goals and dreams and things that you want to achieve, and at the top of the list, I want you to put up there your strategy for being here. That's the most difficult thing that I've ever done in my entire life. To believe that I have the ability to live the life that I'm now living. I refuse to die an unlived life.
When I had my accident, I found out at that moment, nothing in life is promised except death. If you have the opportunity to play this game of life, you need to appreciate every moment. A lot of people don't appreciate their moment until it's past.
But if everything I did failed, just the fact that I'm willing to fail is an inspiration. People are so scared to lose that they don't even try.
We come into this world a blank slate. Your mind is a blank slate.
Right now is my time and my moment.
What matters is, the people who are sparked by it. Because it's about motivating the doers. And anyone that wants to sit around and talk shit, they're doing too much time. They're taking too much time talking shit about it instead of getting up off their ass and following their dream.
Just look for a way to make things better.
We have to reboot our mentality, period, of a generation.
Power in your life doesn't come from your muscles. But it comes from using your mind. The most important thing to never forget is what you are. Day after day after day into the many. Till you get to where you want to go. Doesn't matter. Get out there and prove it to yourself. It matters today more than it did yesterday. All the ones, all the one days, they add up to many. You are the rational animal.
I didn't come here to be liked. I came here to make a difference.
There just should be no fear. I think that's Just always remember kind of being pummeled by fear early on and feeling like, God, if I could have just got rid of that fear earlier, this might have been a little bit easier. Just don't give a fuck. That's kind of the best thing to do.
My future lied in just working a factory job like everybody else does.
The time is now. The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.
I refuse to follow those rules that society has set up in the way that they control people with low self-esteem.
It's crazy that we live in a world that if you're super positive and super creative, that it's scary. So what does that tell you about the mentality of most people?
You don't have to know how to make a movie. If you truly love cinema with all your heart and with enough passion, you can't help but make a good movie.
I always felt like I could do anything. That's the main thing people are controlled by. Thoughts, their perception of themselves. They're slowed down by their perception of themselves. If you're taught you can't do anything, you won't do anything. I was taught I could do everything.
You got nervous that somebody else was right who was talking to you, you know, who maybe was in a position of power, like that their opinion somehow was right or better than yours, and somehow you could never stop to think like, no, it's just different. You just think differently than I do, and that's okay, you know, but I'm not wrong. And you can get filled with such fear, and it's really easy to just get your heart broken and kind of sort of beaten.
Make sure what you do is the product of your own conclusion.
Just don't give a fuck. That's kind of the best thing to do.
If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything except my faith. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Fall forward.
Most people allow their fear of failure, 80%, allow their fear of failure to outweigh their desire to succeed. When you're willing to fail again and again and again, when you make up your mind to become unstoppable, when you make up your mind to become a no matter what person, then that will then give birth to a part of yourself that you don't know right now. By putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, sometimes life will force you to become courageous.
Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I walked out of there to prepare for the next audition, and the next audition, and the next audition. I prayed. I prayed. And I prayed. But I continued to fail and fail. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. You've got to take risks, and I'm sure you've probably heard that before. Fall forward.